First couple weeks, let me give you a quick review. Mr. Potato Head, if you didn't know, is a famous archaeologist, and he is on the quest for the golden spud. But there is the evil spudlunking who is trying to beat him to it. And Mr. Potato Head has been going through some different challenges trying to reach the golden spud. And where we left off last week, he was in Potato Islands, and he was looking for the golden spud when he was confronted by a knight and a dragon telling him that he better watch out, or else he was going to be put through the potato masher. And so where we left him, he is hiding in a cave, and there was a sound in the cave. And Mr. Potato Head listened, and there it was again. Something deep in the cave. Well, he raised his torch, and he took a closer look. Hello? Is anyone there? Oh, you're just being silly, thought Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head definitely heard something, and the sound was getting closer. Well, as he shone his torch around, the light landed on the biggest snake he had ever seen. Ooh. Nice snake, said Mr. Potato Head, and he tried to be really brave as he decided what was his best course of action. But the snake had him mesmerized. He could not move, no matter how hard he tried. The snake slithered closer, and before Mr. Potato Head could react, the snake had wrapped around Mr. Potato Head and was squeezing so hard that Mr. Potato Head was starting to feel like potato soup. Oh, how was he going to get out of this mess? Well, just as he began to shrivel under the pressure of the snake's grip, there was a commotion at the entrance of the cave. Yee-haw! Somebody's poisoning the water hole. Ain't no snake getting in my boots. Snake, play nice. And with that, the Western Potato Head grabbed the snake by his bare hands and wrestled him until the snake released its hold on Mr. Potato Head and slithered off back into the cave. Now, be off with ya, he said. Wow, thanks. You saved my life. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. Ain't nothing, partner. The name's Woody. I'm glad came by when I did. You gotta watch out for the snakes around these parts. I got something that'll help you if you come across another one of them there snakes. Take some of this here butter, and if you get wrapped up again, just rub some of this on, grease yourself up real good like a baked potato, and you'll slip right out of the snake's clutches. Thank you so much. Oh, I really appreciate it. Say, you haven't by any chance heard of the golden spud being around here anywhere, have you? Asked Mr. Potato Head. The infamous golden spud. I believe that it is best left alone, but if you are determined to go after it, then rumor has it that it is hiding in the Tuber ruins. Follow along the lagoon, and you will find the ancient remains at the end of the beach. Well now, I best be off. Best of luck to you, partner. Thank you, Mr. Woody, said Mr. Potato Head as the cowboy headed off. Well, what am I waiting for? No use sitting around here like a couch potato. Mr. Potato Head peeked out around the mouth of the cave to make sure there was no sign of the dragon or the knight that had chased him earlier, and with their warning from the evil spudlunking. Deciding that the coast was clear, he headed off towards the lagoon. It was a beautiful day, and Mr. Potato Head took a moment just to enjoy the scenery as he walked along the beach. Not watching where he was going, all of a sudden, he was sucked into a pit of quicksand. As he sunk farther and farther below the surface, he reminded himself not to panic. The more I move, the faster I'm going to sink. And with that, he let out a small, weak cry for help as he went further under. And he thought about curling up on the couch at home with his Mrs. Potato Head and thought, why did I leave the comfort of my home? Why did I leave her and Spud Jr. for this crazy venture? Well, things were starting to go black for the sinking Spud. Well, just then he heard, "Yo, Spud, grab hold of my board here and I'll pull you out." With all of his might, Mr. Potato Head reached for the surfboard and pulled with every ounce of strength that he had left. Mr. Potato Head lay on the beach trying to catch his breath. "Killer, Spud. That was totally radical, dude. I thought for sure you were a goner, man," exclaimed the surfer Spud. "You and me both," Mr. Potato Head said as he tried to brush off the sand from his skin. "Here, man, I got just the thing to help you out. Take this down to the water and give yourself a good scrubbing. It'll help get all the dirt off your skin." "Thank you so much," said Mr. Potato Head. "How can I ever repay you?" It's nothing. Just help someone else out who needs some comfort and encouragement sometime." "I sure will," said Mr. Potato Head. "Well, I best get cleaned up." "Thanks again. I sure hope you didn't miss out on some good waves." It's all good. Hang 10, man. And just make sure you keep your guard up around here. Strange things have been happening." And with that, the surfer Spud was on his way. Well, after getting cleaned up, getting all the dirt out of his crevices, Mr. Potato Head continued on his way towards the Tuba ruins. He was much more focused and alert this time. As he got further down the beach, he saw something that caught his attention. There, shining in the sunlight, was some coins and gems. He must be getting closer to the Golden Spud. Well, as he hurried to check out the items in the sand, he heard someone call his name. "That's strange," thought Mr. Potato Head. The sun must be starting to get to me." And then he heard it again. Looking around, there was a parrot calling his name. How did the parrot know his name? Well, distracted by the parrot, he was suddenly snapped up into a net. It had been a trap. "Arg! Maybe trying to be stealing me treasure?" questioned the quirky pirate that was standing below. "No, honest, I didn't know it was your treasure, and I promise I wasn't going to take it. I was just looking for it. I'm an archaeologist, and I was just trying to see if it would help me get to the Golden Spud. Please, just let me down from here, and I can explain. We can talk this out." "Aye, the Golden Spud, you say? That's the most sought-after treasure in these here parts. I've heard about you. Mr. Spelunking warned me. You're a thief and a liar. And now I'm going to get me some real treasure. I'm going to get me some bounty when I turn you over to Mr. Spelunking." And with that, the pirate hobbled off, cackling with glee. Well, as Mr. Potato Head hung in the trap, he couldn't believe the mess he was in. He had walked right into Spelunking's trap. What a bully. The lies and the insults, they cut like a knife. Trying to get comfortable, Mr. Potato Head thought about the journey thus far. Woody and Surfer Spud had come along at just the right time. Not only had they saved his skin, but they had helped him with their kindness and their encouragement. They sure had been a source of comfort to him. I wonder if that's a little bit like how King Hezekiah felt in the Bible when he was bullied and insulted by the Assyrian commander, thought Mr. Potato Head. Hezekiah, he had been so upset that he put on sackcloth, a sign of mourning, and went into the temple to cry out to God. God comforted Hezekiah through the reassuring words of Isaiah. As Mr. Potato Head talked to God, he said, God, you know how rotten this day has been. I am no match for spelunking, but thank you for sending help and comfort today when I needed it. And please help me make it out of here. And then I promise that I will try to be a source of comfort and help to others as well. Well, Mr. Potato Head had no idea if or how he was going to make it out of this trap, but he felt peace and comfort just settle over him as he hung there suspended from the tree. And no matter what happened to him, he knew that God was with him. And no matter what we go through, we can know that God is with us too, and he gives us comfort. Will Mr. Potato Head make it out of the trap? Will he get to the golden spud? We will find out in our last chapter of our story next week.